Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of modeling slope-intercept form. This is standard 8.5I in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 28 off the 2019 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have a graph here, shows a relationship between the number of gallons of fuel remaining in the tank and the number of miles traveled by a truck here. And so we need to find a function that shows that. And you see all of these have the same format. You've got a y equals, and then you get a number and then an x. So we're going to call that mx. That m is going to be our slope. And then we got some pluses and some minuses, but that's our y-intercept. So that's going to be our plus b. So it's that format, it's the slope-intercept form. And we could tell this has a y-intercept on our graph because look at our origin. Our origin is right here. And if our graph passes through that, then we don't need that y-intercept, right? It's just going to be y equals kx. It's going to be proportional and direct variation. But the y-intercept is way up here. So that means it is going to need that y-intercept. So let's talk about that first. So the y-intercept is pretty simple. We just say if x equals 0, what happens to y? Well, if I put a 0 right here, that's going to cancel out the m because they're multiplied. So y is going to equal b. And so that's what we're looking for when x is 0. So here x is 0. So I need to come all the way up here because this is on my y-axis. It looks like it's right there at 240. So my b is going to equal 240. It's going to be positive 240 rather than negative 240, which makes sense. You're going to start with a lot of gallons of gasoline, and as you go farther, as you go to the right, you're going to have less and less gasoline. And I can tell you now, before we even get into our slope, it's going to be a negative slope simply because it goes down. When you're moving from left to right, if it goes down, it's going to be negative. If it goes up, it's going to be positive. So like I can already tell you, we can go and get rid of this f and h simply because those are positive slopes. So that is our y-intercept. So we've got that at 240. So now we need to find our slope. So our slope takes a little bit more work. So there's several ways that we can think of that. So a slope is our rise over run, which means we are measuring the change in the rise of the slope. That's the change in the y values over the change in the side to side, the run, the x values. So we need two different y values. We're going to subtract them. That'll show us the change. And we'll put that over two different x values, subtract them. That's going to be our change. So we already found one here, right? This is going to be x of 0, y of 240. We just need, it doesn't matter what the other one is, but I just wanted to, looks like there's only one other spot here that actually crosses a number that I can actually find. The rest are kind of like halfway in between. So I'll just find that and make it easy. So that's going to be my x of 300, my y of 210. All right. So I'm just going to make this my x2 and my y2. And I'll make this my x1 and my y1. It doesn't matter. If you flip around, you'll still get the exact same result. So my y2, so that's going to be 210 minus 240 over my two x2s, or my two x's, 300 over 0. That's easy. All right, so I've got negative 30 over 300, right? And so if you want, we can just divide both by 10. That's going to be negative 3 over 30. So negative 3 over 30. Let's just reduce that by 3's. I'm going to get negative 1/10. All right, so that's going to be my slope. So let's put it all together. Y equals my slope, negative 1/10, x plus my y-intercept of 240. My answer is J.